righteous, you must be illin'. These kind of things that make you conceal it. Amen. I said if you a villain, then the willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin'. These kinds of things that makes you conceal it, man. In the dream to be a destiny meant to be as far as you can see. But I journey too far, never come too close. When you see they get the overdose of who that do it the most. But I just stand up on our toes. I look at it and I boast, cause it's just time for me. Cause I know if you're villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin', man. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin'. Listen clearly when you're moving on the streets and everything wanna be discreet. You gotta show your art, and even if you show that you're smart, they still give you the things that makes you wanna abort. Cause if you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, you must be illin', man. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin', man. This is the air, someone show some despair. But right now they're just here to compare. I do it, I swear, but I honestly do care. And they ain't even thinking about who's there. But here is my concept, everybody know the righteous step. And I always step clean when I step in my crap. Cause if you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin'. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin'. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin'. See there, man, I look and I show you one. You don't even see it in your eyes. You listen in your ear and you still want to hear it from near. But here it's all in the thought, in the mind and the concept. I'm always here on the concrete, even though they want me to meet so much distress. I put it in my head and I never see no stress. I just look and I listen and then I get my rest. Here, compare, man, I tell you right here, man. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin'. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin', man. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then they must be willing, man. If you a villain, then they're willing. But if you're righteous, then you must be illin', man. If you a villain, then they're willing.